Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about a recent PSVR2 rumor that comes to us from Android Central. Yes, you heard that right. Android Central is now talking about PSVR2 for some reason. Now I did mention this briefly in my news video last Saturday, but obviously due to the nature of that video, I couldn't allow myself to dive too deep into that topic. But today, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because I have a lot to say. First of all, friendly reminder, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. I know the overwhelming majority of you guys who watch my content are still not subscribed yet. So if you're one of these guys, this is me encouraging you to support the channel and to smash that subscribe button. Let's see if we can make it to 1K. I know we can do it. Thanks a lot for your support. Okay, so as I told you guys, this report is coming from Android Central, and let's focus on that for a second, because call me crazy here, but I don't think anyone should take Android Central seriously when it comes to PSVR2 reports like this. I mean, Android Central is not really insider gaming now, isn't it? It's not exactly a reliable source when it comes to PSVR2 or VR or gaming in general. Like, let's take my channel for example. If I put out a video tomorrow in which I talk about the latest iPhone or Samsung or whatever, would you even listen to me? But anyways, let's give Android Central the benefit of the doubt here. Let's say we believe what Mr. Nicholas is saying in the article, because that's the thing, it might actually be legit. We just can't know yet. So basically what Mr. Nicholas is saying is that one of his sources has told him that, quote unquote, there will be very few opportunities for VR game development at Sony going forward, and that another source has revealed to him that, quote unquote, only 2 PSVR2 games are in development at Sony. Again, let's pretend this is true and that there are indeed 2 PSVR2 projects at the works at Sony right now. Well, first of all, that's very exciting to me. Second of all, that literally means that Sony hasn't given up on PSVR2, unlike what Nicholas Sutrich wants you to believe here with his title. Like, in what universe does greenlighting 2 PSVR2 first-party games is the equivalent of Sony not caring about the headset? It's literally the opposite of that. If Sony no longer cares about PSVR2 like Android Central claims, then there will be 0 first-party PSVR2 games in development right now. Now I know what you're gonna say, the development of these 2 games has probably started years ago, so cancelling these projects now wouldn't make much financial sense. Well, may I remind you that we're talking about the same Sony that cancelled Naughty Dog's The Last of Us live service game, which has been in the works for years. Yeah, Sony doesn't have a problem with cancelling projects that they don't believe in anymore. So if Sony truly doesn't care about PSVR2, trust me, you will not see any PSVR2 first-party game going forward. So I think Android Central's title here is completely off the mark. The article itself contradicts the title. And even without reading the article, what kind of title is that? Quote, Sony no longer cares about the PSVR2 and neither should you, unquote. Like, I'm sorry, are you Sony? How do you know what Sony cares about and does not care about? Also, could you be more obvious with your bias? Put any picture of a man throwing a PSVR2 headset and Sense controllers in the trash like that? Talk about neutral professional journalists. Man, I really have had enough with these so-called professional journalists, taking every chance they can to shit all over PSVR2. We've been dealing with this kind of nonsense since launch, and we're now almost 1 year and a half post-launch, and it's still not stopping. It's insanity. I don't ever recall seeing something like this in the history of gaming, this amount of unjustified negative press. Like, I recently came across another article, which I'm not gonna say who's the outlet behind it, because I don't want to give them the attention that they want, but basically the title says I regret buying a PSVR2 or something like that. So I read the article, and the guy literally said he played like 5 games, spent a total of 20 hours of playtime on PSVR2, tried playing Resident Evil 4 Remake but he couldn't due to motion sickness, so just like that, just like he doesn't have the stomach for VR, then I guess that means PSVR2 sucks now. Like, bro, are you kidding me? But getting back to Android Central's report, and just because I know some of you are gonna say this in the comments, so this is me answering you in advance. Is 2 first-party games enough for the entirety of PSVR2's life cycle? Again, we're assuming that the report is accurate. Well, in that case, then no. Of course not. But then again, what's stopping Sony from greenlighting some other VR projects whenever the hell they want to? Like, let's say one of those 2 games that are in development right now is The Last of Us. You don't think a game like The Last of Us in VR could move a lot of units, and I mean a lot? And if that happens, you don't think Sony is gonna try to replicate that with their other first-party games, especially today in an industry where porting flat games to VR is not really a problem and can literally be done by one person? The possibilities here are really endless, and just like I said in my news video, at the end of the day, everything depends on how well PSVR2 is selling. The more units Sony sells, the higher the chances we get more first-party support. So if you want that Uncharted or The Last of Us on PSVR2, well, first of all, don't give attention to these media outlets. They have proven more than once now that they hate PSVR2 for reasons only they would know. And second of all, and most importantly, keep recommending the headset to everyone that is interested. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and if you want to stay up to date with the latest PSVR2 news, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button and that bell notifications icon as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of this Android Central report, and I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, take care.